The Dallas Cowboys handle stars like a chef cooking with no oven mitts. A chef with no oven mitts, whenever they touch, a hot pan or they try to pull something out of the oven, what happens? They burn their hands and they drop whatever it is that they're cooking. And the Cowboys handle stars the exact same way. Anytime they draft a player that ends up being great or hot in this example, comes time for that contract extension, and the Cowboys just find a way to drop the ball. It happens time and time again. Going all the way back to Emmitt Smith, and then more in recent history, Zach Martin, Ezekiel Elliott, Dez Bryant, Ceedee Lamb, Dak Prescott, Trayvon Diggs, and now Micah Parsons. The Cowboys just dropping the ball time and time again with these stars not being willing to pay these guys what they're worth. And now Micah Parsons wants a trade. And I believe every team in the NFL should fork up whatever the Cowboys want, quite frankly, to acquire him. He's had 12 sacks or more every year of his career. He is an elite pass rusher. I don't have to tell you that. You already know that. He's not a great run defender, but he's also not a bad one. But at the same time, you don't fork out big money for good run defenders in the NFL. You fork out big money for guys who can go get the passer. And that is what Micah Parsons does, as well as just about anyone else in the NFL. Is he the best pass rusher in the league? No, I'd probably take a guy like Myles Garrett before I took Micah Parsons, but he's still in that upper echelon of great pass rushers in the NFL. Now, people are freaking out and fake trades are being made left and right. Like, oh, what about Micah Parsons to so-and-so for 3 first-round picks and this player and all that kind of stuff. You can waste your time doing that. But this is the Dallas Cowboys we're talking about. A deal is going to get done. Okay, as many problems as Jerry Jones has as an owner, like, should he be in control anymore? Probably not, but it's like trying to take the keys from your 85-year-old grandpa. Grandpa doesn't need to drive anymore, but grandpa is too stubborn to admit that. Jerry Jones operates the exact same way. Okay? With that being said, Jerry Jones also operates in a way that is very public. He wants for the Dallas Cowboys to be discussed on every TV show and on small YouTube channels like mine right here. Thank you for watching the video, by the way. And so a deal is going to get done. He's, going to be the highest paid, pass rusher in the league and all that kind of stuff. It's going to happen. But that's not what should happen. If I was the Dallas Cowboys, I would absolutely trade 26-year-old Micah Parsons because you just get so much back. And I get it. Oh, if they wanted to trade him, they should have done it before the draft and all this kind of stuff. I get it. But better late than never. Move off of him, trade him, get back, at a minimum, 2 first-round picks and a good player. You may get like 2 first-round picks, a third-round pick, and a good player. That is a great return for a Dallas Cowboys team that really needs it. They're the 3rd best team in their division right now. And when you look at their roster, it just doesn't compare to what the Philadelphia Eagles have. It probably compares to what the Washington Commanders have, but I think we all understand that because Jaden Daniels is better than Dak Prescott, at least it seems that way. We've only seen 1 year from Jaden Daniels, so maybe I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but I think if there's any time to get ahead of yourself on a quarterback, it's after a rookie takes his team to the NFC title game. So, excuse me if I'm a little ahead of myself on that. But I think as of right now, it seems like the Commanders are going to have the better quarterback than Dallas. And that's fine. Like, you don't have to have a great quarterback to win a bunch of games. Jalen Hurts is like probably the 10th best quarterback in the NFL, and he just won a Super Bowl. And it's because there were all these great players around him. And the Cowboys don't have enough great players around Dak Prescott. They've got like 3. Ceedee Lamb is a great wide receiver. Trayvon Diggs is a great corner, maybe. And then you got Micah Parsons, who, as I said earlier, is one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. And then you compare that to the Eagles, who have Saquon Barkley, the best running back in the NFL, and Lane Johnson, the best right tackle in the NFL, and Jordan Mailata, one of the best left tackles in the NFL, and Jalen Carter's one of the best defensive tackles. A.J. Brown's an elite wide receiver. Zach Bond finished 3rd in Defensive Player of the Year voting last year as a linebacker. Quinyon Mitchell was a really good corner as a rookie. He's only going to get better. Landon Dickerson's, one of the better offensive guards in the NFL. Devontae Smith, really good receiver. And then you got Cooper DeJean, who had a really solid rookie year, and he's probably only going to get better. The Eagles roster, top to bottom, is very simply more talented than the Dallas Cowboys is. And the only way to get and acquire that much talent, as much as the Eagles have, is to obtain some first round picks so that you can draft them. Because guys like Lane Johnson and Saquon Barkley and A.J. Brown very rarely hit the free agent market, and they very rarely are offered up via trade. That's the simple reality of the NFL. So the Cowboys, well, I get it. Jerry Jones is probably going to find a way to keep Micah Parsons. It would be in the franchise's best interest to move off of him and start retooling for the future. Dak Prescott, he's been banged up quite a bit, been in the NFL for a decent amount of time now. Start rebuilding for the future. You're not winning a Super Bowl anytime soon with this roster. Start retooling for the future.